Hi, and welcome to Pillow Talk with Angela. I'm your host. And wow, I have not seen our guest tonight in, I don't even want to tell you how many years, but he's continually been doing his thing. Just, my gosh, when it comes to masterful pianists, he's an arranger, organizer, and a beautiful human being. I know. You know who he is. We've been talking about it a little bit on my social media, and he's here with us today. Bobby Lyle. Wow. Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Angela. How are you?
I'm doing well. I should say jazz master. You got your piano in the background looking good. How are
Wow.
you?
Uh,
Goodness.
it's been a real blessing. I turned the lemons of the pandemic into some lemonade by finishing my new album project.
Yes, and I want to talk all about that. So, when you agreed to do this show, I don't know if you realize it's Pillow Talk. It's all about relationships. And
Oh,
so we gotta pillow talk a little bit first, and then I want to talk about the last time we saw each other and you being on the road and being music director for all these amazing musicians. Oh, Isabella from Dubai says hi. Hi, Isabella. So, Bobby, our topic tonight is marriage. And a lot of people, it's just an emotional thing. And it seems to be kind of the natural um, progression of being in a relationship with someone you love. Question for you. And, maybe draw from personal experience or just opinion. What do you think that people don't ask or don't find out, but they should before they get married? What is it that they really should be getting to know before they make that lifelong commitment?
um, are
That's a
you
big
good at
question.
letting arguments go and not carrying grudges for several days or weeks afterwards?
Ooh, ha.
Let's
Say that
let's
again.
let's start with that one.
Say it
Are
again.
you
Letting.
good at letting arguments go once you've hashed it back and forth and not bringing it up days or weeks or even months later? Well, you remember when you. No, 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 no. That's a no no. So,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are it's hard, especially when someone hurts you deeply, and you don't feel like it's resolved. Maybe that's the key also. Once you forgive or once you say it's over, then really try to work on that true
well,
forgiveness.
you're right in that there has to be some sort of resolution beyond I was right and you were wrong.
Right.
There's other ways to resolve other than that one. Um, if, as you say, the hurt is like way deep in the heart and soul, then that's probably a deal breaker. You should,
Maybe. Maybe. Or because I mean, and I'm just offering, another side to it. If it's a situation where, I mean, and it's no secret, I've been in a relationship before where there was infidelity and, there was a lot of love, but you cheated on me.
yeah,
And, I don't want to lose the relationship because everybody makes a mistake, but you're going to really have to deal with this with me first. You can't just come in and say, "Okay, that happened. I'm sorry. Let's move on." No, 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 no. We got to get in there and there needs to be
yeah.
some assurances that that's not going to happen again, and you've got to be transparent. I mean, if it's something right? I mean, you can't just say that's a one and done. I'm sorry, let's move on. It's never going to be brought up if it's not.
Well, yeah, that's true. And if it is a one and done, that gives you more grounds for forgiveness
Yeah.
than if it becomes a pattern.
Yeah.
A pattern is a definite deal breaker. You are in the wrong relationship, run for the hills.
Yeah.
But if it's a
Yeah.
one off and there's appropriate apologies, then yeah, you have room to forgive.
Yeah. Yeah. I love this. I love what you said. Hey, my cousin is here. Dr. Frederick Culverson. Hey, Freddie. Your answer: get to know yourself, likes and dislikes. Oh, that's another one too, because in the relationship, you can get lost in that relationship if you don't really know yourself and get to like
Yeah.
yourself and have your own identity. What do you say about
Yes.
that?
Um, the unfortunate part, and this is probably why the courtship should be longer than some people take, everything doesn't get revealed in those first few months or even that first year. So, as a person reveals his or herself, then you can start to assess accurately what the compatibility is going to be.
And what you're dealing with.
Yes, and if you have crazy mad love for this person, you're going to realize, okay, this person isn't perfect.
Right.
I can put up with this or that little idiosyncrasy, but if it gets to be revealed that there's other things that aren't so tolerable, then you're in a position where you say, okay, I still love this person, but am I settling for something?
Hmm.
And
You said
the older you get, the less you feel like settling.
that part right there. And I agree with, the person is going to, the real person versus the representative will present themselves. It's just a matter of time
It's
is
a
on your
matter of
side.
time.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on the situation. I know people who didn't know each other long at all and got married and had an open mind, open heart, knew that no one was going to be perfect, but that's where they were in their lives and they were older and it worked. It worked
Yeah,
beautifully.
yeah.
And,
Maturity helps.
I maturity really helps, and I don't think you need to be waiting a whole lot of time, but you do need to have an open mind and to be ready to say, all right, the basics are there. This is when you feel like you've seen the representative go away and this is the real person.
Yes, give
And
me the real one.
know a real one, know what your deal breakers are. I mean, you've been married before, and I know you're married now, right?
No, I'm single.
Oh, you are
Happily
single.
happily single.
Happily single. My Bobby, it was so long ago. I knew you before you were married because you were just getting ready to get married.
Actually, um, I was married in my 20s.
Oh, maybe that
Unfortunately,
one didn't happen then.
yes, my first wife passed away in
Oh, I'm sorry.
'89 from lupus.
Oh,
The
goodness.
effects of lupus just destroy the body, and
Yeah.
so
Oh, I'm so sorry.
it took um, it took a few years before I was ready to do that again.
Yeah.
But I kept myself open for it, and I did it again.
In the
Uh,
90s.
yes, in the '90s. That's probably what you were referring
That's what
to.
I'm talking about. Yes.
Unfortunately, it did not work out.
Okay.
Sometimes two people both being in show business can make it work.
Ooh.
In my case, it did not. And so I haven't ventured into those waters since.
Okay, Bobby. Well, we're gonna put out all your social media and get you back out there. Don't be scared.
No, thank you.
You're
I'm,
good.
I'm doing
I
okay.
mean,
I've
maybe
met some
not.
interesting people, and there is a particular person of interest at the
Oh,
moment. So I'm not
okay.
like putting myself on the marketplace or going on dating
Ah,
sites. I don't believe in any of that.
you don't
So
believe in the dating sites?
no, no, because again, like you said, that real person ain't gonna show up.
It's
They're gonna send a
interesting.
representative.
Well, it's interesting. And Freddie, you also give yourself a chance to develop your tolerance levels. Yeah, when you sit back and agree. Sister Queen, communication is the key. I totally agree with that. And Bobby, there's something that you said also that you're open. And if you open yourself up to love, then yeah, you could get hurt. But then on the other side, you can also find real love, and you don't know
That's
unless you're
true.
vulnerable. So,
That's true.
I mean, that's just how the whole thing goes.
I don't
Montez,
believe.
that's my girl, came in just in time. Just yes, you did. We're talking about love and what do you wish you knew before you got married, and if you've never personally gotten married like myself, though I do hope that that is a part of my master plan. Jesus, if that's what
Are
you
you
want for
still
me.
open?
I am very open. I am very open. And thankfully in an amazing relationship. And I hope
There you
it
go.
takes us there. I really do, because I
There
do
you go.
believe I've met my person. And if it's God's will, I want it. If it's not his will, I do not want it. That's how
Yes.
I'm rolling. I only want what he wants for me.
No,
that
and
is
that's
that
a,
is
that's a good thing to live by because God
yeah,
moves people in and out, and no one is guaranteed to make the entire journey with you.
right.
That's the other
Yeah,
thing you find out as you get older. No matter how explosive something seems at first, there's no
right.
guarantee that person
Oh
is
my
still going to
gosh.
make the whole journey.
Isn't that true? And we try to make it work sometimes. I
You force
believe,
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
not to be all religious, because I am, and I do have a great, I'm more spiritual than anything, though I do go to church, but I
Yeah.
feel that God speaks to us with our intuition.
Yes.
And oftentimes we'll be in these relationships and we get these little hints that this might not be the long-term situation, but we try to make it work. And like I said, that infidelity relationship I was in, I knew God does not want that for me. He doesn't want me to be with someone who's going to be out there,
No.
what do they call it now? Roaching?
No, if you're
Yeah,
if you're if you're a good and honest and loyal person yourself, then you
yeah,
know that you deserve better. And
exactly.
I used to go to the Agape Church in Los Angeles
Oh, wow.
with Reverend Michael Beckwith, and
Yeah,
one of the things he always harped on was you can't have it if you aren't it.
that's right.
So whatever you wish to attract, you better make sure you
Become that.
are that
Yes, and if you're not that right now, it's okay. Do what you need to do to become that.
to become
And
that.
that's in everything. Like a lot of women, have the list. And there are books out there saying you got to have a list. He's got to make this, he's got to be this, he's got to look like this, he's got to be this tall and whatever. And if it's not for you, I don't care. It's not going to work.
It
And
doesn't
instead
matter.
of looking for somebody to have that, all those things on that list, just become that. If that's
Become that.
important to you,
And it's the law of the universe that it will be attracted to you because you are it.
yeah.
And that's my beef against the dating sites. Like I said, the real person ain't gonna show up most
Not
of
on
the
this.
time. Most
A
of the time.
lot of people now, Montez agrees with you. She said, I would not be on those sites either. And is it because of your high profile that you're a celebrity that you don't want to do it? Or is it because it's not organic or what? I don't do it either, but I've just been afraid.
If I was not in show business, I probably still would not do it uh, because you just don't know. There's too many variables and unknowns, and for
Like
all you know,
catfishing.
the picture that the person puts up may be him 20 years ago. Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
her. You know.
Yeah, I've never created a profile or anything, but one of my friends did. This was a few years ago, and it was
Mhm.
on this site, and I didn't do anything except look at the people who were showing up.
Right.
And it was interesting because, I mean, you don't really know much about people. You see their pictures and they've got a profile of they this, they that. And then I was getting all these hits of people wanting to go out on dates. But then
Mm.
I'm thinking, maybe I watched too many of those 2020 or Dateline shows. I mean, you just
Yeah, I
never
didn't
know
even
what you're
mention the
really
danger
getting.
factor. Yeah.
It's a little dangerous. And for me, I'm a feeling person, also. I want to know your vibe when we're together. I want to, see what I'm feeling when I'm in your presence
Yeah.
and
We
hear
we
what you're
have that
saying.
in we have that in common, Angela.
Yeah?
Pisces people.
Yeah, are you Pisces? That's my rising. I'm Libra
Oh,
with
you're
Pisces
Libra.
rising.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
there's some water there somewhere.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah. Oh, I love that. My mom would love it. She's so into astrology. Uh, Thomas, I think the emotional maturity helps. I think so too. It definitely does.
Yeah,
Cedric, hey, greetings, family. Catch tonight, pillow talk. Yeah, so tonight, yeah, spread the word. Let everybody know we're doing this live right now. But it's also going to be on Pillow Talk on WHUR on Sunday night, right after Manzi Pullen and the Original Quiet Storm. I love
okay.
these conversations because, you know, as adults, we don't really get to talk about, you know, our love lives and how we process and what works for us, what doesn't work for us. And why not? You know, I mean, there's so many things that we've been through in our lives that we've learned from, hopefully learned from, because if you
Well,
haven't, as I'm sure your friend Michael Beckwith would let you know, it's coming back until you learn the lesson.
well, that's true. I mean, you're doomed to repeat it if you don't learn from it.
Yeah. And discernment, you know, like what I learned from that failed relationship I keep bringing up, discernment. What looks good, the packaging can be deceiving. You got to go a
It
lot
can
deeper.
be, and it makes you tend to ignore more red flags. uh,
Yeah. When,
because
like you said, you're trying to make things work.
yeah, I mean it. You know, somebody can look wonderful and attractive and delicious, but they may be a terror in their spirit and their
Yeah.
personality, and then if you're another kind of person, eventually that's going to clash. So that's
Yeah.
why I don't know, you just have to be, like you say, careful, discerning,
Yeah.
because people don't always come honestly to you,
Right.
and
Yeah.
they'll use the relationship for whatever their agenda is, and that may not sync up with yours, you know.
Yeah. It could be damaging. I always feel like, hey, Mark Prince, love you both. Great conversation. Aw, love
Mark
you
Prince, the
too.
drummer.
Yeah, the amazing drummer.
Yes, we worked together. Hey, Mark.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, Mark is a beast.
He's
Just like
wonderful.
you, Bobby. You know what, Bobby? The last time I saw you, you were on this super tour. And I know a lot of our friends were on there: Will Downing, Jonathan Butler, Rochelle Farrell. This was in the 90s. And that might have been the last time I saw you. Or it could have been at Blues Alley, or it could have been at Bet on Jazz,
Yeah,
because
I
when
think
we
that
had that
tour was a
24-hour,
jazz
hmm?
explosion. I think is what that was. That
That was
tour.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, Thomas, he's in prayer about specific wants and needs. That's good. Thomas, I'd recommend just to ask God to send you who he wants for you. You know, forget the specifics. He knows better than we do. You
That's
know, and
true.
it's right. I mean, when God sends you your person, all that other stuff that you thought, all that superficial stuff that you thought was so important goes immediately away.
Out the window.
Out of the window.
Yep.
Out of the window. And I love this conversation. And I just, you know, I'm always just a champion of people finding just their true love. And, you know,
Yeah.
because I believe that position in your life is the most powerful, and it can either build you up and help you soar, which I is what I think is supposed to happen, or it can really mess you up. It can really
Well,
tear you
and
down.
you mentioned something earlier, Angela, about people losing themselves in
Hmm.
relationships,
Hmm.
and that only happens when you're not anchored in yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's why there's periods in your life where you need to take time just to figure out who you are and what makes you tick. Don't be in a relationship for 2 or 3 years. Sometimes people are so insecure, they're afraid to do that. And it's so important to get that anchor in place.
Oh, you
And
mean to just be solo?
yeah, just to be
Yeah.
solo, to know who you are, what you like, what you
Yes.
don't like, um, what turns you on, what turns you off, connect with your spirituality.
Yeah.
And when all that anchorage is in place, then seek a partner.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I so agree. And so does Freddie, Dr. Frederick. My cousin said the same thing early. Get to know yourself. I think that's a gem right there. Thomas, well, I'm looking. I'll see what he sends. And I guess you're saying you'll trust. Good. Good. I love that. That's progress. So,
Progress.
Bobby, let's talk about your music. I mean, you've played with some amazing people. You've been music director for so many amazing people, like that super, tour that we just talked about. What are some of the favorites that you've done in the past and that you look forward to doing? Some of your favorite artists that you've worked with?
Well, I think the whole musical director thing, first of all, I was in the right place at the right time for all the tours I did connect with. But I think that was an important, some important building blocks in my career in general,
Mhm. Mhm.
because going all the way back to my Minneapolis days, I was always used to being a band leader. I had trios, I had quartets. I was always the leader from a very young age. So when you accept a job as a musical director, you are hired to support whoever that artist is,
That's right.
to prepare the band with that artist's music, do whatever arranging, adjusting, whatever you need to do. Um, Sometimes hire the background singers and just get everything that smooth. So when the artist comes into that first rehearsal, all they have to do is open their mouth and sing.
Oh, yeah.
So I was able to do that for Jarreau and for Nita Baker and for the divine Miss Bette Midler and for Phyllis
Mm.
Hyman, even back in the day.
Woo!
So I had a very good experience with world class singers, and there's many lessons in that, but a lot of it is how to treat the melody of a song, and still add your own style to it.
Yeah.
And all these people had their own individual styles, but like I said, world class. So
World
now,
class.
as an instrumentalist, we don't have the advantage of telling stories with lyrics. So we tell stories through our instruments.
Yeah.
And working with all these singers gave me more of a singer's perspective on being an instrumentalist, if you can
Wow.
follow that.
Oh, yeah.
And I have music students, and I preach all the time, be true to the melody, but add your own style to it.
How about that? You don't want to be the mimic. There's already, Phyllis Hyman already did that. Nancy Wilson already did that. Or in your case,
Yeah, you
Bill
can't.
Evans. Whatever the case might be, that
Yeah,
the
you can't.
masters have.
All you're going to do is make the original person even more famous.
Right.
A lot of that starts with writing your own material. This is the other thing I harp on with my students. The thing that's going to establish your individual musical voice out here in this industry is the songs that you write. You cannot be a cover band or a cover artist and expect that you're going to have a career that people go to you for your music.
Right. It's so funny you say that. I finally saw the movie Respect about Aretha Franklin's life. And they show a scene in there where Dinah Washington, I mean, did you see it?
I haven't seen it yet, and it's
So I'm not going to be a spoiler alert, but there was a
on my
dramatic
to-do
scene.
list.
And she was given some amazing advice by one of the masters and basically said, listen, you've got this beautiful instrument and you're never going to do anything by singing anybody else's songs. Find out what you love and what is your voice and what do you care about and get your own songs. And it wasn't until then that people started taking notice of her and she became a star. And
Wait,
like you're saying,
Dinah said this to Aretha?
yes. early. Aretha Franklin was out there singing jazz standards, and then,
You
she
know
was at a
why?
club.
She was her first deal was with CBS,
Yeah,
and the people at CBS wanted her to be the black Barbara Streisand.
right. They cover all
No,
that in the movie too.
no. My old boss at Atlantic Records, Ahmet Erdogan, he's the one that had the vision. He said, Aretha, I want you to play the piano and I want you to incorporate your church roots. And I want, because that's really where your soul is coming from.
Yeah,
That's when the hits started.
yeah.
You
They show
have to
that.
have
They
somebody
show all
with
of that in
vision.
that. Yeah, it's so good. I mean, it made all the difference. I love how. I mean, of course, they couldn't get everything in this short movie, but I love how they gave us kind of just the Cliff Notes version of all of that.
Yeah.
And
It's a
I
big
mean,
story. Yeah.
oh, it's a big story, but talk about a master. Melvin Prince, hey, Angela, I concur, Bobby. Yeah, yeah. Thomas, you're right. Very, very wise words. And Isabella is saying that she loves your music. Yeah,
Oh, thank you so
I
much.
do too. And so, congratulations, Bobby Lyle, recently inducted into the BMAs, that's the Black Music Awards Hall of Fame. Congratulations. How long
Thank
ago
you.
was that?
This was, let's see, last fall, I believe.
Okay, the year 2020, something good came out of 2020.
I told you I made lemonade out of those lemons.
Yes, yes, indeed. So before we let you go, though, just tell us what you're working on now and how we can listen to your new music.
Well, my new music is not on the streaming services. I've been selling it strictly from my website, BobbyLyleTheGenie.com. You can find the entire album as a digital download or as a physical one that I will personally sign. Um, Probably in the coming week, I'll finally register with one of the streaming people. But so far, it's just been homegrown. I've been doing pretty well with it, and the jobs have started coming again.
Excellent.
I
Thank
just did
God.
a week at the Berks Jazz Festival that was
Oh, yeah.
to seeing all my old friends. Everybody was there, and we're playing and jamming together and just fellowshipping together. It was wonderful.
I hated to miss it this year.
Where were you?
I was out in San Francisco during Berks. I was out there. I was out in
Opposite.
California, your way.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I heard it was amazing. So I'm glad that you're out and about. You're out performing again. Are you a little bit nervous, or are you just ready to go for it?
No, because I'm excited. I've always looked at going on stage as an excitement.
Yeah,
So whatever nerves may be there, it instantly gets converted into excitement.
I love it.
And
Put those
that
butterflies to good use,
that
Bobby. It
started.
is
Now you know when you're
so.
in school and your peers are your harshest critics.
Yeah.
In junior high school, I know you wouldn't think so now, but I was known as a shy, retiring little kid. And when they had that first talent show, and I got up on that piano and just, I forgot, I think I might have played Great Balls of Fire or something by Jerry Lee
Ooh,
Lewis. And all
you
my
lit it up.
friends in the audience went crazy. The seed was planted. Man, you know
Yes.
what? Maybe someday I can do this for a living. It
How
was planted
perfect.
way back then. And so I just went to work on that idea, that dream. And here I still am.
Yeah, thank God
All
for
these
that. I mean,
decades.
oh my gosh, you found your purpose early. I love what you do. And so you are on social media.
Yes, yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, so shout it out. How do we find you on IG?
What is it? Bobby Lyle 88.
Okay, for 88 Keys.
88 keys. That's it. And
Awesome.
uh, I don't know what. Just look for Bobby Lyle on
On Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah.
And what was your
Musician.
website?
Hmm?
What was your website?
The website again is BobbyLyleTheGenie.com.
Awesome.
Why the
Oh,
Genie?
yeah.
Because that
What?
was
Well,
the name of my first album on Capitol Records way back in the day.
I
And
thought maybe that was your nickname or something. We'll call you the Genie. Hey, Earl, I see from my hometown, Buffalo, New York, Earl Roberson. He says, congratulations. Isabella, great conversation. Thank you all for joining us. Bobby, it is such a treat to see you again.
you
I'm so
too.
happy that you're still doing your thing. I mean, you're so amazing. And congratulations on that BMA award. Keep soaring. I'm glad that you're back out performing, and thanks for joining us on Pillow Talk with Angela.
Thank you so much. I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida on October 1st with Najee
Oh, that's my buddy also.
at the
I
Jacksonville
love
Jazz
Najee.
Festival. Yes, check
So
us
the
out.
Jacksonville Jazz Festival, what is the date?
October 1st.
Oh, that's coming up real soon. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, hopefully everyone watching, tell everybody, and we'll see you in Jacksonville.
Yes.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Bobby Lyle. And this is so much fun, this edition of Pillow Talk with Angela. Have a good evening.